here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin pocket, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody. How y'all doing out there? What's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue, and I'm back. You heard me? I'm back. We about to get into some topics on the blogs. Okay, I'm about to run these topics off to y'all in a minute, but please let me know in the comments. Y'all hearing me? We clear? Are we clear? I want to make sure that you can hear me. Okay, it is storming. It is a rainy day in New Orleans. Okay. So I want to make sure the connection is doing what it's supposed to do, giving what it's supposed to give. Okay. But I hope everybody's having a good day. It's an old nasty Thursday. And please understand that there will be no Ooh Ladies First panel today. I know it's so sad. But tomorrow I'm going to see. I'm going to try to shoot for tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to try to shoot for tomorrow afternoon-ish. Okay. So maybe around, say like 3-4 o'clock. Okay, maybe around that time, I will come to y'all and give y'all a members only, Okay, a members only. I'll give you guys a members only review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. I finally got it on my board. I was excited. Okay, listen. Let me be me. All right. Now, everybody like the video, subscribe, share the video, share me with your people. You know what I'm saying? Help. Okay, I need you. Okay, to share the video. Like the video. Okay, y'all, we're almost in sweater weather. We're almost in sweater. Oh my God, sweater weather. We're almost in sweater weather. No, we're not. I live in New Orleans. We're trying to figure out how to put a pool in the backyard right now. Like, girl, it's not gonna stop being hot anytime soon around my way. Congratulations to all of you people out there who are going to experience some type of cool down around your area now that we're, leaving summer, Mercury retrograde, and entering fall, and hopefully a cool, nice September. Okay, congratulations to all of y'all. Girl, I know nothing about cool Septembers anymore. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So even in Miami, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been spending a lot of time in Fort Lauderdale. It's still not as hot as it is here. It's still not as hot as it is here. I need for everybody to understand and accept this. Okay. All right. I wish I lived somewhere with a sweater weather. Oh my God. Sweater weather where it was a thing. I wish. Yes, she is. Yes, she. You know what's so funny? I feel like people don't know how close me and Black Witch Yaya are, and that's weird. We should have took more pictures. This last trip, we just needed to be friends. Like we just needed to be the two of us, like having our time together, girl. Okay. It just it wasn't a social media moment. Okay. So we really did not take any pictures, girl. We were in the pool together and I posted that in my stories. I'm sure I did. But like every time I come and do Tasha's show, Jasmine comes to see me. Like at least the past what 3, 4 times that actually the past 3 times that I've been to Florida, Jasmine has come to see me. So yeah, no, that's my girl. Um, you know, BFF. Okay, so listen, these are the topics. Are y'all ready? Okay. No, she is. Yo, why somebody? Okay, so y'all know I wear my ring. Okay, I wear my ring when I'm out. Like, leave me alone. Um, and so this man that worked at the smoke shop that I was going to, I go in there with Jasmine the last time that I went there, and he was like, "Is this your wife?" You know what I'm saying? I was just like, "What the fuck?" I mind you, I'm not dressed masculine of any sort. I don't have on slacks. Like I don't know what's going on. Okay, but she was just like, yeah. Just like, bitch. I love my friend. Okay, but yes, no, she's super cute. Oh, you know what I did? I low key felt like, child, if I had pulled Black Witch Yaya and we were just like walking out, I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna take that as a pat on the back. I really am. I'm gonna take that like, that mean I guess I look like I could pull Black Witch Yaya. Okay, I mean I could, but that's not the point. Okay, that's not the point. All right. Like, this what the fuck do I look like? Yeah, I don't know. Like, girl, when my locks get longer, I don't want to hear anything from anybody. Like, I just want everybody to leave me alone. Okay. Like when my locks get to like right here, don't try to come talk to me then. Okay. Don't try to come talk to me then. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Y'all ready? The topics. Okay. It's 455 of y'all in here. Are y'all ready? No, I know I have masculine energy. I know. I'm aware, but still, like, there should be no confusion. There should be no confusion. Okay, like I don't know. Anyway, okay. Evelyn Lazada has a message for us, and because I gave commentary on her daughter, seemingly having a baby for one of Evelyn's friends, ex, girl, that just seemed like a lot for me. Hold up. But Evelyn, I think, is coming to us with the bullshit to tell us that she was never really her friend like that. And I'm just like, oh really? Oh word. She wasn't really a friend like that. Okay, well, we're gonna talk about it. Monique Samuels finally from Real Housewives of Potomac, okay, finally speaks on her divorce from Chris Samuels. We're gonna listen to what she has to say. Um, We're going to discuss that clip of Nick Cannon with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because, as you should know by now, last night I did a breakdown of one of the 40 some odd minute clips because apparently it was broken up into various episodes. So there are several of them. I'm not doing all that with them. I'm not doing all that with y'all. I am going to come back and do Cam. I just have to see when, okay? Because I got a hair appointment, girl. I gotta see. Okay. So I want to come back to y'all though with the Cam and Dr. Bryant interview. But we're gonna watch that clip with her and Nick Cannon. We're gonna watch that. Okay. Diddy. Diddy was on the beach. Girl, when I was in Florida, he was on the beach. So we're gonna discuss that. Mariah Carey, Kiki Palmer. Okay, update. Y'all, Wendy Williams was seen out in the world. We have to talk about it. Summer Walker, baby daddy drama is what I mean. Baby daddy drama. Okay, with London on the track. We're gonna talk about that. Tyrese won't shut the fuck up. So we'll talk about him. And Torian Prince. Taurean Prince and his wife taking over his phone and messaging his brand new baby mama. Girl, we're gonna get into some things. Okay. So that's what we got today. Now, the only reason I'm not really going to cover Jasmine is because I'm going to cover Jazzy and Cam when I do my first part breakdown to the conversation between Dr. Cheyenne and Cam, because I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of that. So I need y'all to hold on, okay? But I can't give it to y'all this evening because I have something to do, okay? And I didn't want to do it in this video because I feel like that should be a video all by itself, okay? So if y'all would just bear with a beat, I'll probably get that to y'all this weekend. Okay. Oh, you know what? It might be a cute little morning while y'all cleaning y'all house Saturday video. I just gotta see what time my homegirl coming in town and you know when we gonna be linking up and shit. Okay. I just got back home, y'all. Life is lifing out here, okay? Which I'm happy for. I did see what Cam titled the video. And you know what? We'll discuss that part. We'll discuss that part in this live. You know what? I can reiterate. Y'all. I love a good reiteration now. You just give me, let me write that down. Okay, hold up. Cam retitling. Spell it right. The video. Aha. And Jazzy's response to social media reminding her she's a pick-me. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to save Cam and that for the Saturday morning. Okay. Saturday morning. We're going to do a Saturday morning. Okay. All right. So are y'all ready to get into the topics? I mean, are y'all ready to get into the topics? Okay. Let's see. Where should we start? Let's start with Evelyn Lozada and then we'll move on from there. Okay. We'll do that. Let's see. As y'all can see, I'm doing something a little different here with the screen. And you know, we're gonna try something a little diff, okay, a little diff. All right, let's hear what Evelyn Lozada had to say in reference to her daughter Shanice reportedly being pregnant by her good friend Tiffany Cambridge's baby father. The game, Jason, if you will.
So I'm literally sitting here cracking up and thinking to myself, first of all, my face is a little red because I was emotional about something good. But anyway, so because I'm on the other side of it, right? And you guys follow like these celebrities and people, and I know that people talk about us because of the show, who would date, you know, whatever's happening in our lives. But it's always interesting for me, and I talked about this recently, for me to read the stuff about myself that are just false. You know, oh my God, this person was best friends with that person. How dare they? Guys, stop making this shit up, okay? And it's everything that you read online, a lot of it is bullshit. You know, I don't mind. Like, I live in my truth. I say what it is, but some of this stuff is crazy to read. So my message got cut off. Anyway, the point is that, yeah, you know, take the stuff you read with a grain of salt, you know, and really think about you as a person, right? When you read things and you're passionate about it or you really believe it, you're saying, oh, okay, let me go to that person's page to really tell them about themselves. But a lot of the stuff that you see is really bullshit.
Okay. Now, I was about to roll my eyes so deep into the back of my goddamn head because if it's something that them basketball females I wanted to call them basketball bitches, okay? But if it's one thing those basketball women will do, and I will not call them wives because Evelyn has never been married except for that one time, and I feel like it did not really count. Either way, those basketball women tend to act as if everybody else is too invested when they are being criticized for their bad doings or for whatever it is that people may not like that y'all have done. If they come to y'all and say they don't like that y'all did this, they pass judgment on you. You then turn around and say, oh my God, y'all are doing too much. Da, 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 da. But essentially, your entire being has been you being a mean girl and being judgmental to every woman you encounter that you don't want to make a a little minion. Because I feel like that's how Evelyn is. Evelyn only befriends people who she can benefit from or who can be a minion to her. Any woman that's just standing on her own 2 feet that Evelyn will view as competition, she don't see it for you. She's gonna try to break you down. She's gonna try to mean girl bully you, which means in literal terms to consistently cast judgment on another person and make them feel bad about whatever, whether it's how they dress, whether it's who they've slept with, whether it's how they carry themselves. Evelyn and Jen had so much fun making fun of other women for not dressing well enough, for not having enough money, for sleeping with the wrong baby daddy, for acting like somebody's a side chick just because at one point or another they were a wife or a fiance. So they pedestalize themselves, stand on that pedestal and judge all of the other women around them. But then when people do it to them or their kid on the internet, now all of a sudden you want to act like everybody's overreacting. It's hypocritical. It's very hypocritical. Okay. But what I do agree with her about is we could feel how we want to feel, right? That's why I created a YouTube channel so that I could say how I felt about things without being an asshole. And what I say when I mean when I say that is, to me, you're an asshole when you go and comment under Shanice's page telling her what's wrong with you having a baby with the girl. To me, you're an asshole. Worry about your own mistakes because you've probably done something, bullshit in your life too. Like, you could feel a way, but actually going to a person you do not know to let them know that you as a stranger is casting judgment on their life. Yeah, I feel like that's when y'all take it a step too far. I'm not even gonna front on y'all. Step too far, step too far. Now, me, in my mind, what I do is on my platform. I ain't adding you, ho. I said what I said on my platform. People come see me talk about whatever I'm talking about. If you just so happen to be what I was talking about, I bet you was on the blogs. I bet you wanted in some way to be a topic of conversation because you put your business out there on social media for attention. And it's another thing. Stop acting like it's so crazy that people want attention. Everybody wants attention. It's just how far you are willing to go for any type of attention that becomes to be the problem. But when people be online like, oh, it really needs to be studied. How? Because I saw a comment about, because Glorilla was showing her new breast that she got done. Some commenter who has her titties all in your face on her profile. Like, as soon as you click on her page, one of the first pictures you see is her titties all in the goddamn picture. But she gonna turn around and judge Glorilla because Glorilla wants to show off her titties, and she's gonna make it seem as if something's wrong with women wanting attention for their looks. Something's wrong with women liking the fact that they are beautiful and they're sexual creatures and they're appreciated for that. Yeah, that's what y'all do. It's literally called slut shaming, and you don't even have to be a slut. But it's something where it's like, judge the woman because she likes attention from her beauty. Even though y'all give people attention because of their beauty, and y'all excuse people's being an asshole because of their beauty. I went on a tangent. That's what you're here for.
If I was in a photo with somebody 10, 15 years ago, whatever it is, it doesn't mean we were friends. It doesn't mean we were best friends. It doesn't mean that we dated. You could be in a photo with somebody, or you could share space with somebody and it not be what people make it out to be. And a lot of people believe this shit. So it's so interesting to me. Anyway, life is good. We're good. I'm happy. But yeah, just needed to share that because I'm always like, what the hell?
Okay. And I appreciate her clearing that up. And she's right. Just because somebody was at your baby shower and y'all took pictures does not mean y'all are friends like that. But the truth of the matter is, that's just a part of why everybody is weirded out by her being pregnant by the game. The game also has been accused and wasn't he, basically found guilty in assaulting that girl, and he has to pay her, and he's always trying to get out of paying her. So she's always filing like injunctions to get her money from him. Jason doesn't seem to be a good dude based on what we've seen, right? And so I think this pattern of us watching so much evidence showcase how a man is not a good person and how he doesn't treat the women around him well. He's not safe. And then women will still go and have babies, marry, have happy, proud, open relationships with men that have knowingly and publicly done very up things to women. And then it's like nobody should say anything. Like, girl, you don't want us to tell you in danger, girl? Like, you, Molly, you don't want us to tell us like nobody wants to say, girl, you in danger, girl. Listen, I'm one of the people that feel like this. I'ma say it. You could take it or leave it. I'm still gonna fucking say it. And you can take it or leave it. Which is why we'll go to Kiki. Like, since this is we talking about, I ain't got nothing else to say about Evelyn. Okay. Where's Kiki Palmer? Let's take it to the Kiki Palmer of it all. Okay. Because listen, y'all all in the comments having to tell us about that's why you stay out of people's business. Kiki just turned 31 years old. Okay. Let's read what her post says. I don't want to be long. I just want to be clear. I am grateful to God for another year. I'm not here for a long time, but I am here for a community rich time. And that's what I have. Community rich time. Does that mean also I'm about having my baby daddy in my community, even if he is toxic and, slightly abusive towards me? I'm cool with that because it's most important that he be in my community. Cool. That's what I'm reading off of it. I can be wrong. I don't really give a fuck. I'm sure y'all write paragraphs in the comments telling me how I'm wrong about it. But whatever. That's how I feel. It's my birthday, but it's my community's birthday too, because they are the ones that got me this far. That means whatever I have is for my people. That means this nigga gets to benefit off of whatever good things that she has. We are all alone in this world. We come in alone and we go out alone. But what we share is this experience. You know what's so funny when we say that? When I really look at that, no, you don't. Y'all, I know people say you're born alone, but you're literally coming out of another person's body, and they're the person is when you come out. Like, you're not really being born by yourself. I'm just saying, y'all, you're not. Like that. That's funny that we think that way. Oh, you live alone, you're born alone. You're not. No, not really. And most times, people like Kiki will probably not die alone. You probably will have other people dying at the exact same time as you, first of all, across the globe. So you're not dying alone in that way. And if you've been anyway good to people around you, you probably won't die alone because you physically will not be alone when you pass over. So, I'm just rethinking that wordage. That really don't make sense. I'm sorry. Anyway, we come in alone and we go out alone, but what we share is this experience. In that shared experience, we know what it's like to be as one in togetherness. In that community is where God lives. And that love, that hope, and that joy. Meaning that the bad times that I go through with this man are worth it because of the good times and the togetherness and the love and the hope and the joy. I am forever grateful to know that and to have that. This is 31. More pictures coming because me and my crew look fly all night. So mad I didn't get a solo shot with my dad. Okay. And this is the shot of, the whole family without the baby daddy. And to be clear, she only had that one picture with the baby daddy. So it wasn't like there was a picture of her and him by themselves. It was her and him. And then y'all know we were questioning if she was pregnant, and her friend put her hand on her stomach. And somebody said that hand on the stomach almost make me think we had another Kiki coming. Kiki said, and I don't know why her ass did that. Ha. Because, honey, the way I was drinking last night, the baby wouldn't be making it. Okay. So that was her telling us, no, she is not pregnant by Darius. I still feel like her and Darius probably go back and forth, which is why Kiki really wanted her private life to stay private. The part of this that annoys me so much is, yes, y'all, I do feel like Kiki is colorist. Kiki's a little lame, which is why she's even attracted to this man in the first place. Like, I can see all of that. But I also recognize that Kiki said something very important right before all of this shit went down. And that's that she did not want her personal relationship to be public fodder. She said, I would rather us go into the closet in a bedroom and discuss our issues than it ever be out here in front of everybody. And the first thing that nigga did was get on the internet and let everybody know that he had a problem with his baby mama on the damn internet in front of all of those people. That was a double whammy of I'm sending people after you, slut shaming you, and I'm embarrassing you and doing exactly what you told me you didn't want me to do. And this is how a nigga will devalue you and make you lame. Because the truth of the matter is pretty women can never really be lame until they start to do shit that seems like they are dishonoring themselves for a man. Whenever the public, for real, start to see a woman they perceived as independent and strong and capable, whenever a lot of us anyway, whenever we see a woman making those type of sacrifices for a man who to us is not worthy of that, and that's on us, because we don't know if he's worthy of that until he showcases something that tells us who he is. When he got online and did that, he showed us who he was as a person, y'all. A person like that in a dynamic with her is going to always be trying to humble her to make himself feel better. That is always going to be the dynamic. So what she will do is go through a cycle of on and off with him. Things will be good. He will say or do something out of the blue to make her feel bad about herself, to make himself feel better. And then we will do the toxic cycle over and over again. And it may not be, physical fighting all the time, but essentially we've seen so many times women who are successful go down this path to keep access to some man. We've seen it many times. Okay. And so because we've seen that and we see how that, how it comes out, because the women make all of these sacrifices. And then when the relationship is finally over, because either one of y'all can't take it anymore, he turns into the fucking boogie monster. And then everybody is like, girl, we told you that nigga wasn't shit. And you wanted to stay with him. You wanted to be with him. You wanted to try to make it work and all of that. So a lot of times the women know that. They stay in these relationships even longer than that because they don't want to face the ridicule of everybody saying, I told you so, which is what people is doing anyway. People are doing it anyway. And here's the thing. They're on social media. They're celebrities. So it's a double-edged sword. Some things people don't want to be put out there. Some things the blogs and certain investigators go dig up and sell the story to the blogs. That's a business. Okay. So it's not always them putting their business out there, but he did. Kiki hasn't made colorist comments. I feel like her attraction to Darius comes from that place. I don't know if it's things she said necessarily, but I can tell that that's a part of her attraction to him, is that he is a, lil fizz, light skin, good hair. Like there's we all know that there's a subset group that pedestalizes men that look like that. Pretty niggas. You know what I'm saying? Pretty niggas, especially if a lot of them are not going to have the same money as you. You're going to make sure that they're as pretty as you can get. And to Kiki, I do feel like being lighter will make a man more attractive to her. Absolutely. I do feel like that based on certain things she said before. Just my perception of her, but I've never seen any colorist comments, and I don't feel like it's towards women exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's about who she deems as attractive. Same thing with Simone Biles. You know why? Because, okay, so for a lot of people, we know that women pedestalize men because, you love you a good man. You love the penis, all of the things, right? But there's a group of women that we can tell are accepting less than they deserve from a man because he's pretty, and he might not even be that pretty. He'll have light skin or light eyes, and because he fits that, those women will feel like, oh my God, I can't believe he wants me. Internally, they may not ever say it out loud, but they will definitely feel like, I can't believe he chose me, as if he's more attractive than she is. So she has to deal with him acting like a bitch because she feels like she doesn't deserve a man as pretty as he. He should be with someone who, his Lori Harvey equivalent in their mind. I'm just saying. And a woman could still feel like she the shit. But I promise you, that colorism shit, it showcases in different ways, y'all. Everybody, you have to really make a conscious effort to not think like that, because most of us are raised in a society that enforces colorism. Y'all know, like, it's a whole thing about how a light-skinned person will be, ugly as hell, and they will still be deemed attractive in comparison to a dark-skinned woman that may be beautiful but has to hear how she's beautiful for a dark-skinned woman. Never the other way around. But yeah, y'all. And to be clear, just because people fight back does not mean that the man is not still like abusive. Because essentially what everybody needs to understand in most of these dynamics is that the men know they're stronger than you, and they're using that in order to make you scared. Do what I want you to do, because if you don't, I can physically overpower you. Like, it's just a part of it, girl. But either way, we gonna let Kiki do whatever she gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Kiki is smart. She had evidence to get him to calm the fuck down, because I really feel like the reason why this hasn't gone further is not just because she's acquiescing. It's also because he realizes it's in his best interest to calm all the way down. Calm all the way down. Okay? But I wish them the best. Okay. Maybe he's getting help. Maybe he's in therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because we're forgetting his childhood is still a part of the reason why I believe he's abusive to her. His childhood. Like, his dad was abusive, and his brother has been called abusive by his baby mama. She said he choked her out one time, if I'm correct. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not changing my mind about how I feel about Darius. And I understand why people get upset with women when they stay with men who abuse them. I get it. Girl. I know. But it doesn't change. It doesn't change that he's still wrong. It doesn't. Girl. Let's go to Cry Reese, y'all. All right. Okay, so this is not the whole clip. That's okay. I'm tired of talking about Tyrese, so I'll keep this short. Okay. So Tyrese was basically saying his mom made him act special needs for a benefit check. And listen, I'm telling y'all right now, I don't have to play the clip. Tyrese is telling you this story because Tyrese wants you to know that internally he feels like his mama ain't shit. Even if he's going to turn around and act like, oh no, I'm just saying, that's not how I feel about my mom. You know what I'm saying? He'll act like that. But I really feel like when men tell stories like this about their mothers, it's because they want you to know the reason why they have such issues with the women in their lives is because the women in their lives have to deal with how they can't be mad at their moms. It's the same thing with women who are in relationships with men and they're unhappy in those relationships. They feel like they don't have any real power in their relationship. So when they get around other women, they have to have power and they act out, i.e. Yandy on the last episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all saw that clip of Yandy freaking out on Jasmine. She literally went her ass over there to listen to Jasmine speak her piece and then got mad about her speaking her piece and acted as if Jasmine has a responsibility to Rashida that Kirk doesn't have to Rashida. It was insane, right? But it's misplaced energy. She's really mad at her husband. She's really mad at Mendices, but she can't go off on Mendices like she can go off on Jasmine. So she's going to take this moment and she's going to project her anger. She's going to transfer her anger from her husband, who she can't show that anger with, to this woman, Jasmine, who she deems as subhuman because she slept with a married man. Don't act like that's not how you feel. Y'all really love to put the side chicks into a box as if they're subhuman. And I think the reason why y'all do that is because y'all imagine that all of the side chicks are like Ariane Curry. All of the side chicks are not like Ariane, y'all. And even if they are, y'all have to remember that Martell could not leave Ariane's ass alone, which is why his ass got left. Okay? But see, when the side chick ain't doing all of that, the husband is still trying to fuck the side chick, and everybody in the community is mad at the side chick, but they don't say nothing to the husband. Understand that that's transference of energy. That is transference of anger. The person who is actually at fault is not actually getting the anger. The person who is always there, the person that they feel safest to give their anger to, the person who they can get mad at and act a fool with the least amount of consequences. That's the person that they act a fool with. So when Tyrese is talking about his mama, the truth of the matter is you're really mad at your mom because your dad left. So you should be mad at your dad, but he's not there to be mad at. So you're going to be mad at your mama because obviously the things that you don't like about your mom is what drove your dad away, right? That's the way niggas will put that shit in their head. They can't disrespect their mama because they know their mom is the only one that is always there for them. Their mom made sacrifices. They saw those sacrifices. And at some point, they felt their mother's pain and abandonment when their fathers left. So they felt for their mothers in a way that is now a part of their own pain. So a lot of these men could never really be mad or even express their anger with their moms the way they will with the women that they encounter. So whenever these women decide to do something that triggers the men, they will then put all of the rage or anger that they have towards their mothers towards the women that they're in relation with. So when Tyrese is speaking about things that are embarrassing to his mother or letting us know, so when Tyrese did this very interview, I talked about this on Unwind with Tasha K. A part of one of the clips that we played was him talking about how his mom would bring, she had her little boyfriends in and out, and it really pissed him off, like his character on Baby Boy. Okay. He felt the same way about his mom's boyfriends as Jody felt about Ving Rhames' character, to the point that Tyrese is telling us he's still mad at Ving Rhames for playing a role in a movie with him. Y'all think he playing, he not. Tyrese is, all over here. Okay. We all have, it ain't no judgment, y'all. It's just what it is. Okay. So to me, I feel like Tyrese in this interview is really letting us know all of the ways in which he is angry with his mom, which is why we got to keep seeing him crying about Samantha on the internet. And honestly, I feel like because his dad was not there at all and he is there some of the time, he feels like the women in his life are wrong for asking him. The court system is wrong for asking him to provide to a certain level for his children because he's stingy, and having to act outside of what his own father gave him makes him feel like, why should I have to do that? My dad didn't do that. That's how he feels. That's why he's so mad. My mama didn't have a lot of help from my dad. Why should you have help from me? That's what Tyrese is doing every time he gets on the internet crying about Samantha. Okay. So I just want you just pay attention, y'all. This is just learning lessons for everybody. This is not a judgment. This is not a judgment, but I want y'all to pay attention to these things. That's why listen, y'all really be out here thinking these men respecting and loving their moms means they're going to respect and love you. That's how we used to think in the 90s. That's how we used to think in the 90s, y'all. I remember when I was growing up, one of the misconceptions I had growing up is that if a boy really loved and respected his mom, then he would love and respect me. And honestly, no. I think, oh Lord, boys from two-parent households, girl, they don't always come out like that. In all honesty, they sometimes come out very selfish, very self-centered, very lazy. Just saying. And I feel like a lot of people that didn't experience that don't know it. But I was one of them kids that everybody around me, for the most part, two-parent households. Back in the 80s, it used to be easier to get those benefits. My aunt did it with my cousin, and nothing was really wrong with them. I believe you. And also, y'all know how hard it was back in the day. Why would you put that out there so people could see your mama like a scammer, scamming off the welfare system? Like, that's what that comes off as. I'm looking for a comment somebody said about his mom. Tyrese's mom was a raging alcoholic who abused him in every way possible. His mental and emotional is very reflective of his adult life. His mom abused him in every way possible? Is that what you said? Oh wow. I'm gonna have to see him talk about that part. She was on drugs. Okay. Okay. And she was the only parent. And there was three. It was three of them, right? In Watts back in the day. Okay. So yeah, that tracks. That tracks. He's mad at her. That's why he have the issues that he had with women. And that's why he's red pill. Tyrese is red pill, y'all. Yeah, no, I never heard that either, but that would make sense. I'm just telling you based on this is what I'm saying. Okay, so everybody, you might have the beginning of the story. I just look at the result and can look at the result and be like, okay, I can tell from this, and this that these are probably the issues that stem from here. Girl. Okay. He is serious and has many unhealed parts. The transference is at an all-time high. It really is. I worry about that girl that he's in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because she's probably the receptacle for all of that. All of that. And she probably thinks that that's her role as a woman until she turns around and realizes how she's disassociated in her life in order to maintain that. And when you disassociate, you're numb. It's not healthy. We all have experienced trauma, but it doesn't excuse your behavior as an adult. You have to get control and get you help and stop self-destructing. You do, but it is harder said than done, y'all. And that's one thing we got to be real about. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so I really do want to touch on this quickly before we get to Monique Samuels. And the reason why is because I want y'all to tell me, those of y'all that remember, please put a 1 in a comment if you were in the comments if you remember me saying that I felt like Tia Kemp goes over to to Rick Ross's house every now and again and has angry sex with him, calls him a pickle juice drinking, Kentucky fried chicken eating, lemon pepper wings selling. Because the way they was ribbing each other, it felt like they was having too much fun doing that. And the other side of that is, I'm gonna come over to your house and I'm gonna have nasty sex with you, and then I'm gonna tell you to get your titties off me, nigga. Okay, give me some money. And he'll be like, man, how much you want? Give me $10,000. And then he'll reach over and be like, here, all right, fuck ass nigga, see you next time. You can't tell me that that's not what be going on with these people. Listen to this clip. Tia Kemp claims she did things for Rick Ross that even his mother never did. And that's not saying that she's fucking him anymore, but it shows just how deep her love at one point ran for him, which is why I feel like she very much can still, because that amount of passion, whether it is hate or love, is only a fine line. I see a lot of ones in the comments. Thank y'all for being here.
You Rick Ross baby mama? Nah, he my baby daddy. I made a baby with him. It bust one in him, got me a jit out of him, dipped. You know what I'm saying? And now a child in college, doing well, playing college football. Wow, what's up, bro? Who you? Huh? That's my baby daddy. I ain't his baby mama. That's my baby daddy. What? Huh? All right, then. Get it right, man. Go over there and ask that fat back big knuckle. It's who I am. Go ask him. Like he's something. Don't come over asking them dumb questions. What planet you from, man? Huh? Huh? I'm his mama, too. I ain't just that. I'm his mama, too. You didn't know that? I did so many things his mama ain't never did for him. I'm his mama, too. Gotta teach him stuff. She didn't teach him. She had 2-3 jobs. You didn't know that. He'll tell you that. Play with me, boy. And make sure the over there giving him his medicine on time, man. So you don't have a seizure. Did you hear me? You make sure y'all giving him his medicine on time. Twice a day. Dusty. You Rick Ross baby mama.
I'm telling you, y'all. I'm telling you. She know that nigga on medication he got to take 2 times a day. She could have just been joking. But I bet you anyway. He on insulin? Damn, I ain't know that. She know that man life. Okay? It's definitely giving she love that fat ass nigga, but he too disrespectful and her life is better with him at a distance. I bet you any money she could go and get dick from him when she want to, if she want it. I bet you any money she go and ride that fat back whale nigga and say all kind of mean shit to him and he love it. Eat it up. Okay? And she will go around there and check on them young bitches, okay? Listen, go around there. Listen, okay, all right, young bitch. All right. I know you're excited and all of that because it's your turn and all of this and that. But I just want you bitches to calm the fuck down. Did you make sure he eat? Let me see what he ate. Them tacos look terrible, bitch. I'm not about to make it for you, bitch, but you need to order DoorDash or some shit like that because them tacos look a goddamn mess. Who gonna eat that? That's nasty. You ain't got no shredded cheese. You niggas got all that money in there. Y'all ain't got no shredded cheese in there. Y'all, I love her. Y'all, I love her. I do. Oh my God. She's the fucking best. Okay. That's just how I feel about it. Okay, we moving on, y'all. Let's go see what Monique Samuel said.
The world, after all these years of us being together and him becoming the man that he is, I am not about to let another woman come up in here and take that. That's my investment. That's my hard work, you know? So I had that mindset. And then I started to realize how unfair that was and how selfish that was and how egotistical that was. Because at the end of the day, if I'm unhappy and I'm not able to give him the happiness and he's not able to give me the happiness, why would I hold each of us up from experiencing that simply because of however many years of an investment that we've had in the marriage? At the end of the day, there's no loss because I learned so much in that marriage. I learned so much about myself. I was pushed. I was triggered. I triggered him. I pushed his buttons. I felt like I learned more of what it is to be whole. You know, I learned that a lot of the things that I didn't like about myself is what I would push and point out with him. And that wasn't fair, you know, in the world.
Okay. So I'm going to give it to y'all. We're going to talk about this because there are a lot of people that watch me when I was talking about Monique when they were on that show. And I felt like Chris was not making the same amount of effort in their relationship as Monique was. And Monique was at that point where she was tired of it and didn't really give a fuck anymore. And at that point, you love the person, but you don't want to be with them anymore. And you're acting out and you are like nitpicking at them to some extent because now you're tired of how they haven't been showing up this entire time. So now you nitpicking because you don't want to be there anymore, but you also don't want to leave because everybody tells you what? That's your husband. You're going to leave your husband and your family and your life so some other bitch can come and get it. That is the mentality that's implanted in all of us as women. It's a good man, Savannah girl, and you just don't want another bitch to come and have him, even though sometimes another bitch be having these niggas anyway. Okay? So for me, I feel like y'all was right about that. I was not focusing on that part of it. Okay. So shout out to a lot of y'all that was saying she was picking at that nigga when they was together. Shout out to y'all. I was wrong. I'll take it. I was wrong. I wasn't focusing on that. Okay. Because when you are more healed, what you recognize is for you to be picking at him like that, it was because you weren't happy and you had to let that shit go. That was you that needed to make the decision because he was never going to leave you. Okay. And that's hard to do. It's hard to leave your fucking house. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Okay. So I imagine for her that it became easier to just point out what he wasn't doing than to recognize that he's not going to change. So you have to, right? Like that takes a lot of growth to recognize that. But at the same time, I still feel like I wasn't completely wrong because a part of the issue is that he wasn't growing and she was. Like that to me, that's still a lot of it. A lot of it in a lot of marriages is, yes, they are lazy, but they've always been that way. They've always been that way. And you still married them and you still decided to pretend like you could keep up with, picking up all of their slack until you get to a certain point in your life and you realize, man, I can't keep picking up all this fucking slack. I'm tired. And why can't you, big ass nigga? Why can't you pick up this slack? Nigga, you supposed to be bigger and stronger than me. And I'm over here wearing myself the fuck out, trying to do everything and be everything for everybody. Because women are raised and socialized to do anything for their families. Men are socialized to make sure they provide for their families. So all you got to do is be a big nigga with money, and you don't have to really do anything else. Being there a little bit at a time means you're there and you're better than most niggas. So because they can always compare themselves to the large amount of men that aren't doing shit for their wives and children, they can always weaponize incompetence. And so I feel like it does take a certain type of growth in a person to recognize how I've just been allowing this. I'm mad at you, but now I can't even really be mad at you because I'm allowing this shit. I'm allowing this cycle to keep going. And right now, I'm acting out and biting your head off about something small because I've been holding in the fact that I really wasn't good with this dynamic the whole time, but I thought I had to be good with it in order to receive what everybody tells me is the promised land, which is the marriage to some rich man that is faithful. When you rich man that's faithful, girl, he not going upside your head. You supposed to just be there, happy that your life is better than everybody else's, even if you're miserable. That's what you're being taught. So I understand. I totally understand. I can see it clear my damn self. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we're around the same age, she and I. Like I think we're both in our mid-30s. Girl, a lot of this shit takes time and experience in order for you to really get clear on everything. That's why I always tell y'all I'm okay with being wrong because I know I don't know everything. I don't know what I don't know. I can only talk from where I'm at with it right now. Okay. But I do feel like our socialization in this society is for women to be picking up all of this, all of this weight. And at some point they realize, bitch, I can't do this no more. Did you see Katie Ross egg post with Chris Samuels? I think I might have, but girl, when I say I was just like, girl, bye. Sometimes, girl, I do not be caring about all of that. Anyway, y'all, let's take a quick little break, and we're gonna come back with more. I think we're gonna dip over to summer in London, girl.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
All right, y'all. Y'all remember last year I went to Africa, the motherland, okay, Ghana, for the first time with Reset by Design Wellness. We had an amazing time, girl. We had such a damn good time that we went to Phuket, Thailand, girl. Oh, yes, where is it? We went to Phuket, Thailand just this past June. Reset by Design Wellness. Link down below in the description box. And go and follow the Instagram page if you want to join us when we go to Bali. Okay, we're going to Bali July 1st through 8th, 2025. Okay, so if y'all want to become part of the clique, do you see the clique? Okay, we had a ball. If y'all want to become a part of the clique, follow Reset by Design Wellness on Instagram and check the link down below in the description box. I can't wait for us to do it again, ladies. Okay, Amanda, come and see me this week. I'm excited. Okay, that's my girls. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this Summer Walker London on the track situation, if you will. Okay. Like music in the background, just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. All right. So the father of Summer Walker's twins, Larry Williams, steps into the shade room to make it clear. And this shit was so funny. So it started off because apparently Summer Walker posted a response to Ebony addresses London on the Track's absence in their child's life. My little girl waiting on her dad since last Christmas. So another one of London on the Track's baby mamas posted this. Summer Walker said, same, eyes rolling up into her head. Okay. London on the Track then added Summer Walker and said, which baby daddy you talking about? Laughing emoji. I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why it's funny for these two women to be commiserating on how you are abandoning their child, abandoning their children. Like, I don't know how that's funny, but that just shows how unserious this man is and how y'all really shouldn't have had children with this nigga for real. If y'all were going to expect him to be there. And y'all, I hate to say it, but I do feel like a lot of times when y'all decide to have children with men who you know are not going to be there, get the child support and stop checking for them niggas. Okay. But in Kirk and Rashida and Jasmine's, situation, once the court has made you agree to come get this baby every third weekend of the month and you still not doing that, yeah, you ain't shit. And damn sure don't get up there and act like you're not a deadbeat when you are. Because to me, if they need to accept the fact that they're a deadbeat because you're not actually there. You're providing money. You're paying a bill. That's not the same thing as the sweat equity it takes to raise a child. So you're a deadbeat, even if you are giving a check, but you're not giving your actual energy and presence. You're still a deadbeat, my nigga. Okay. The woman needs to be okay with the fact that you're not going to be around and she's going to have to find a replacement to aid in her raising her children. Whether that's another man, her family members, her good girlfriends that help her, whoever that is, that woman is going to go find a community that's going to help her in a way that everybody knows this man was never going to be able to help her with no damn child. Because the men are never like unselfish in that way. A lot of these men, especially when they're famous, are extremely selfish. They don't just do because that's the right thing to do. So it takes a lot. For instance, with Cam Newton, he probably don't do shit with them children if it's not a at-home thing where he doesn't really have to inconvenience himself, or doing something he actually enjoys like sports, which is why every time he talk about his kids, it's in relation to him aiding them in their sports careers, because that's an extension of him. If they're good in sports, that's an extension of him. Now, why another woman has to help you be a better parent to your daughters is because you don't have anything in common with them. So the woman has to be there to remind you to be a good parent to the kids that you don't have anything in common with. girl, y'all really put a lot of the onus and responsibility on the women to make the men be parents. Okay. So either way, London comes there acting like it's not him, laughing about it. And Lloyd Farrell, which is Larry, and y'all remember she got Larry's name tattooed on her face. I think she got it removed, but still went through the pain of having a nigga's name tattooed on her face. Hey, at least Larry said, I got mines with me right this second. Leave the real fathers out of the internet shit. Larry, if you really getting down like this, Larry, because I didn't see Summer come and, disparage anything. I didn't see Summer come up and say it's not true. Nigga, you fuck too. Guess what? Where is it at? We applaud you, Larry. We applaud you, Larry. Master Larry. Okay, Master Larry. Okay, listen. And that's because you do not have to be with a woman in order to be a present parent. That's why I'm so tired of y'all acting like we should continue to bully and shame women into staying into relationships that are no longer serving them or no longer healthy for them, simply so you can force a man to be a father. Girl. But then on top of that, the plot thickens, y'all. Just wait. Where is it at? They have a beautiful daughter. Oop. London on the Track posts photo of daughter with Summer Walker despite Summer wanting her face to be hidden. So their little girl is gorgeous, okay? And she has been consistently, I guess, posting pictures covering her baby's eyes. And some people said it's because she's into witchcraft and they believe in covering your eyes in pictures so that people can't do spell work on you through the pictures. Okay. If that's what you believe, she's entitled to believe that. I feel like that is such a reasonable request to just put something over the baby's eyes if you're going to post her. Come on, pick up my reference. Master Larry, listen, come on, pick up my reference. Love it. I feel like he did this on purpose. And this is what I be talking about when it's like, it's not just that they don't want to be there for the baby. It's also that they want to punish the woman so badly. So they will do things that's really not in the best interest of the child to slight the mother, right? To be petty, to be spiteful, right? Because essentially, people do, you don't know who is looking at pictures of y'all famous baby and plotting or doing anything, like just doing anything. I feel like the way people respond to children on the internet lets me know that if somebody doesn't want to show their baby on the internet, they don't have to show their baby on the internet, and they really shouldn't. They really shouldn't. If they feel like not showing their baby is protecting their baby, then I feel like I don't understand why the other parent would not respect that and just put something over the baby's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally get it. Just like I understood when Haley and them didn't want to show their baby. My issue is where it seemed like, oh boy wanted to show the baby. But also, I also felt like Haley's ass. Hey, Holly, child, let me say it right. Holly, I think, likes to antagonize people. So I think she would do that shit sometimes to antagonize people. Like, you know, working real hard to make sure that baby's face doesn't show up on camera when really you could just go put your baby down and not be on live holding him. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So sometimes it would seem like you don't want the attention, but you really do. You're acting like you don't want the attention, but you really do kind of want the attention. Yes, playing games and shit. That is the way I perceived it. Versus somebody posting a picture of their baby, like, look at my cute little baby, but I'm covering her eyes because I feel like it might be bad juju for people to be able to see my baby's eyes on the internet for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Such a simple request. I feel like him just don't post the kids at all, period. I feel like if that's what you agree to, that's fine. But I also understand people wanting to post their babies. Like, I get it. Your babies are your world. They're beautiful. You're proud of them, just like anything else. Just like you proud of your own beauty, you will be proud of your baby's beauty. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like when he did this, it was to spite her. And it might have been because of the comment that she left. Because, you know, as soon as she says something online, that means everybody going to be coming for him. So now he's going to do something spiteful to get back at her, like posting the baby without anything covering her eyes when he knows that's something that Summer has asked for. That's all I'm saying. It's just petty. And I think sometimes that's what I'm talking about when I say they're too selfish for y'all to act like that's not what's happening. Like, always putting the onus on the woman. When the truth of the matter is, a lot of the shit that happens is because people are selfish, not because they're choosing the kids. Okay? Ain't nobody choosing their fucking kids when they do shit like this. They choosing to be spiteful over their kids. Okay, that's just my opinion, girl. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta feel that way. You know what I'm like, all right. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. So I want to hit on the Diddy of it all really quickly.
That's what I.
Okay, so this is Diddy and Stevie J seemingly walking the beach, looking for people to take pictures with. Diddy doesn't even look like he wants to be there. But I'm going to tell y'all, to me, I think this is just embarrassing to me for y'all to have this energy towards somebody that beat the shit out of a woman and you saw it. Like, and then there were people in the comments when I commented, because I was like, yeah, y'all still want pictures? Y'all still want pictures with him? And then people were actually in the comments saying he's still a celebrity. He's still famous. Talking about people still want pictures with Trump. Y'all so slow. First of all, Trump is a cult leader. That's why they want pictures with him. That's not okay either. That's not okay either, baby. And to me, when I see black women who this man would show no respect to, running up to him to take a picture with him, I'm sorry. I look at the woman like, bitch, you so embarrassing. You so embarrassing. I really hate that y'all allow for someone's celebrity to totally take over your sense of integrity, your sense of safety. Like, you care nothing whatsoever for the fact that this man is unsafe. Oh, it's just a picture. Girl, why do you want a picture with somebody that goes around beating up women like that? And I ain't gonna lie, if you would have just see how the person, y'all see how the person that's sitting recording this video is sitting in their seat but recording this shit, like, look at this nigga. Look at this nigga going around trying to see who still like him. Look at this shit. That's one thing. But to go up to this nigga with the phone facing you so you can make sure you in the picture with him, yeah, I don't know. And pictures, yes, pictures with celebrities aren't really worth anything anyway these days. They used to be worth something back when autographs and all of that were still worth something. But these days, you can talk to these motherfuckers on Instagram. That shit don't have the same value it used to have. This nigga could possibly be a serial killer. They have stories online that are insinuating that this nigga is a serial killer, and y'all running up to him to take pictures with him because he's well known, because he's a celebrity, because he Diddy bopped a few times and you had a good time to his song. Bitch, I love More Money, More Problems. Do you hear me? Bad boy, come out and play. Niggas is mad. I get more butt than ashtrays. I fuck a fair one. I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way. Nigga ransom. No, far from handsome. But damn, a nigga tote more guns than roses. Listen to me. I love this nigga. Growing up, I fuck with bad boy for life. Can't stop, won't stop. What? But to me, once someone has shown themselves to be a bad person, meaning they're unsafe to anybody around them because they will click out and hurt somebody, I don't give a fuck if they came out with my favorite song, bitch. Oh, no, they want from me, and like the more money we come around, the more we see. BIG, POPPA, no info, fuzz up, DEA, federal agents mad because I'm flagrant, tap myself, and the phone in the basement. My team supreme, stay clean. No, this nigga. This nigga's crazy. Nigga's crazy. He's not safe, bitch. He's not okay. Neither him or Stevie J. And y'all over there, oh my God, it's Diddy. I'm sorry. Whoever that woman is, somebody out there knows that woman. You can't trust her. What Shanita from Love and Marriage Huntsville said, she not your friend. I want you to know, whoever is friends with that woman, I want y'all to know she not your friend, okay? Because if it comes down to it, she will ignore a man being unsafe and not give a fuck about nobody's well-being because she's enamored with celebrity, which means she will be enamored with money. Watch her. She not your friend. Do you hear me? And then on top of that, take that. Okay. According to TMZ, ain't got no T on me. This whole thing, she TMZ. Yeah, my shit. Okay. Lil Rod's lawsuit. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilio, filed a motion to dismiss Lil Rod's second amended complaint in Manhattan federal court Monday. Diddy believes Lil Rod is trying to secure a quick settlement by throwing out the wildest accusations that he can think of, even though some of his accusations were validated in Cassie's lawsuit. Where's the pictures in the video, Lil Rod? Where's the pictures in the video, Lil Rod? I know you, if you have it, I need somebody to slide some shit to the blog so that, he'll stop playing with you. Because I really feel like he gonna play with you up until he realized that you're not really to be played with. Okay? Diddy says Jones hasn't provided any proof of sex trafficking or that he was a victim of it. Diddy also says Jones didn't provide proof he was sexually harassed by Diddy. Now, it's important to note, Cassie made similar claims about Diddy, so we can't say Lil Rod's accusations are far-fetched. However, we'll have to wait for this to play out legally to see what the truth is. First of all, when Lil Rod, let me tell y'all something. There's one thing specifically that I feel like I know Lil Rod is not lying about. Now, I do feel like some of that shit he may have wanted to play a part in, and some of it he may not have wanted to play a part in, but at some point it's no longer your choice. But what I will say is Lil Rod put out that picture of him and Cuba Gooding. One of the stories is that they in the studio and basically Cuba Gooding is touching all over him and groping him and shit in the studio in front of everybody. That's assault. And basically it was low key like he asked for Diddy's permission to do whatever he was doing to Lil Rod. And if y'all know how these niggas get down, that's how they get down. Cuba loves to touch people without their permission. He's had more than one lawsuit about it. Okay. So I absolutely, first of all, when I heard it, I could believe it. But then when the picture was put out, like Lil Rod actually put out the picture of him and Cuba. Hold up. Let me find it. Let me see if that picture is still on the internet. Because I know what the hell I saw. Hold up, I got it. It must be the ass. Now it might be a little blurry because y'all know when you pick a photo, child, you don't know what it's gonna look like until you bring it in. Okay, so it might be blurry, but you'll be able to see it. I promise. Dun, 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 Where the fuck did it go? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong one. That's why. Give me a second, y'all. Like the video, please. Okay. I'm working day and night. Hold up. Where did it go, you hoe? Okay, I think this is it. I think it finally got in. Boom. Look at the way Cuba, look at his body language. Look at the way first of all, he looks inebriated. Second of all, why is his hand so close to Lil Rod's leg? Why is his arm, look at this. Y'all, look at the body language of this. Are you going to tell me you think that Lil Rod is lying when he said what happened as it pertains to Cuba with this picture? And him smiling means nothing to me. People smile when they're uncomfortable all the time. I see y'all. I see that y'all saying that Tisa is doing an interview. I see it. But yeah. Come on now. This look like he lying? This look like he's completely lying? Because it don't look like that to me. So that's why I'm saying, when people say shit like, and I hope Diddy wins, because it's clear it's an agenda to destroy his legacy. I hate that y'all think this way. Hypocrisy. Look, hypocrisy 1619, white man with no post. Okay, so this is obviously not your real page, but a page that you use to say ignorant shit that you probably don't want people, in your real life to know that you would say. Because how the fuck is it a legacy to destroy, a plot, a scheme that Todd had set up? How is it all of that when at the end of the day, we actually did see video of him stomping that lady into the ground? Lil Rod said, you allow Cuba Gooding to sexually harass him like it was a conversation had amongst y'all without Lil Rod's consent. And then the next thing you know, Lil Rod's posting the picture. So I would love to see if this actually gets thrown out with that evidence. Because I feel like there has to be more. There has to be more that he just hasn't put out. But I low-key feel like Diddy and his lawyers, especially like what they did with Cassie. Y'all, Cassie had been threatening to do that for, I feel like, maybe a few months. She had been threatening to go public. And he kept saying she ain't gonna do shit. It's a money grab. So then the video gets leaked. Even though he even before the video leak, we all know that he paid her the $30 million or whatever the amount of money was that she was asking for. He settled that with Cassie. Settled it, closed it. So whatever she said he did, that nigga did. And at the end of the day, people could be gay and down for some, gay for pay. They could be down for all of that. But if a moment they don't feel like being bothered with somebody and you force them into a situation, y'all, it still is what it is. And it's not okay. I know that. So let's go ahead. Let's move on. Like I told y'all, I actually did a breakdown. I did a breakdown of one of the 40-minute clips last night of Nick Cannon and Dr. Brian. So if you want to check that out, you should. I think it was really good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. And I am going to come back and give y'all Cam and Dr. Brian. It is like, what is it? 2.5 hours? Girl, I forgot how long it is. It's long. So I said I was going to do it in 2 parts, maybe 3. Okay, we'll see. But I'm going to give y'all the first part. Hold up, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, I'll give y'all the first part on Saturday. Saturday? Yeah, I could give y'all the first part on Saturday. Right? Let me see. Yeah, that's the last day of the month. I'm gonna come to y'all on Saturday. I'm gonna come to y'all on Saturday. Okay, and we'll finish it, the following week. But I'll definitely be coming to y'all in parts with the Cam Newton one. But while we are here, girl, let's listen to this clip that was not a part of the one that I broke down last night.
So therefore, I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? Yes, because I'm a man.
Right.
And
but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men.
And I was taking.
So listen here when she says not all men. All men. And a lot of times all people manipulate to get what they want, meaning that they present something that is not authentic so that they can get what they want out of someone else. Absolutely. Women can sometimes be manipulative and so can men. But to be predatory is more of a male thing than a female thing. Women don't necessarily feel the need to prey on men because that's not a part of our socialization. Our socialization is to be prey, not to prey upon. And y'all call city girls to the ones that actually prey on men, right? But essentially, that's not what most of y'all pretend like y'all want. Y'all pretend like y'all want women y'all have to chase. So you can't then act like women are being predatory with men at the same rate that men are being predatory with women, because I can pull up a whole bunch of stats about, domestic violence and how often women get killed by their partners and people that they're close to, and the number of men that get killed by their women. Like, the numbers are disproportionate. So you can't act like those two things are happening at the same level. But a lot of times that is what people will do. They will act like because something happens sometimes that it happens at the same rate as something else in order to make what they're doing seem less fucked up.
Do not pray and
Also, why is she not lit?
manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans pray and manipulate, but in a man in a relationship,
in a praying way. Not in a praying way.
If I see,
no, I can tell you right now, I have never preyed on someone. That's insane. You either like me or you don't. I'm gonna give you some attention and I'm gonna apply pressure. That's not preying on you. That's showing you attention. Preying on you is what I feel like is like, first of all, let's look up the definition. Let's look up the definition because everybody, it says, okay, take advantage of, exploit, cause constant distress, oppress. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever taken advantage of or exploited anybody I have been in a relationship with. You would have to tell me I took advantage of you in order for me to believe that.
that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this. I'm going to do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But Nick.
So therefore, I have dealt with some people that...
With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered, ladies, I'm saying this. The reason why it's worked for you is because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow...
No, look at him. Yeah. You know that's what you're doing. You know that you go and fuck with women that are below Mariah Carey's register.
You to do that, Nick. And when I say allow,
that's how I'm gonna put it. That's not to say that we know for a fact that Mariah Carey is high functioning. What we do know is she wouldn't accept from Nick what those other women accept from Nick. That's what we do know. We also know she has more money than him. Those women don't have more money than Nick. Her having more than him puts her higher than him. So that's what I like. If I'm comparing, we talking about high functioning versus low functioning. You might have had high functioning and you couldn't keep up with high functioning. So now you had to go get low functioning so that you could feel like you're a big man. So for him to try to act like that's not what he did, that is what you do. You go and find women that are green in some way and you manipulate what they don't know. That's why you're preying on them, because you're manipulating and preying on what they don't know. You're lying to them about who you are, so that you can get what you want to get out of them. Pregnancy, life force, energy, sex, attention, validation, whatever it is.
it's not a control thing. When I say allow, I'm not saying that she sits across you and says, this is what you won't do. You're crossing a boundary. Nick.
I disagree.
With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered.
I don't know if it's the Libra in me, if it's my abandonment issues as a child. I'm quick to be like, we agree to disagree, so I'm out. I'll run, I'll detach, I'll act like, I'll shut down, I'll internalize. And I know that's not healthy, but just as a man, to stay away from conflict with any woman in my life, I'll just be like, we agree to disagree. Yeah. You can have that. I don't know if it's the...
But that's crazy, because you will cause the conflicts and then run from it. That lack of accountability in relationships is you causing abandonment issues in those kids and in the partners. It's not healthy. It's extreme avoidance.
Libra in me, if it's my abandonment issues as a child.
Hold up. That's not the only clip. Hold up. That's not the only clip, because there's another clip where he talks about how he's pretended to be whatever women wanted him to be. Oh, girl. Here
manipulative and prey on certain things just because I'm a man.
Right. And but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men.
And
all
I was
men
taking
do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate, but in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that, I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm gonna do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But Nick, again, law of attraction. We attract who we are despite of who we think we are. You use the word, you said women who are equally yoked to you.
Yeah.
Equally yoked comes in many different facets.
100%. Balance, if anything.
They have been equally yoked to your low functioning dysfunction that you have learned to survive in.
Because I use my tools to because first of all,
y'all see how that first clip had that in it, but not this whole part right here?
As if I'm entering every scenario with the full me, and we all, every time someone meets someone, you're meeting their representative. I know
that is not true. I want y'all to know, whenever y'all meet me, y'all not meeting no representative. Y'all meeting me. I'm just saying.
How to turn on the perfect man.
Depending
and so therefore I may have manipulated a situation. And therefore, so it's to no discredit to anyone else. But I've come into every situation. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all to be like, oh my goodness. I've never. And then toxic Nick shows up and you like, this motherfucker got me.
No, but
he done gave me the draws and I ain't heard from him in 3 weeks.
What you said is perfect. No, what you said is perfect, because you named all of the low functioning, superficial things that a low functioning woman would fall into.
Church,
women,
that ain't low functioning.
Baby,
it's not. It's not. Church is absolutely low functioning. Anything that teaches you to ignore your critical thinking skills, anything that teaches you to ignore your intuition and to put I feel like a societal construct ahead of what is actually healthy for you, girl, it is absolutely, sir, it is absolutely low functioning.
woman,
We going to see the Lord together.
any woman or man,
or the mosque, wherever you want to go. I know them both.
Any person who's done the work, who gained a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma,
are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect, but that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
That's what they're relying on. They are relying on the weak moments where you want affection or you want some type of comfort from another human. They are relying on you allowing that to have a lapse in judgment. Let them back into your space so that they can get what they need from you. They can suck from you, and then they can disappoint you again. And then they'll have that cycle of coming in, having their way with you, and then pushing you away before you could push them away. And women do this too.
Nigga with some good hands.
Not a low functioning man. No, that's what I'm saying is the difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes to church.
And some strong hands.
And let me go further, and probably a big penis. But okay,
you said it, not
so
me.
let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
But a high functioning.
Y'all, a part of his discomfort with her this entire interview, he's trying to act as if he's engaging in this conversation in a honest, back and forth, healthy way, but he's not. He's trying to dismantle her points. He is trying to find the holes in what she's saying so it can absolve him for how he's showing up as a degenerate. It was the same thing with Cam Newton. They really think that because they have money and they have access and they're famous, that it means that in their personal lives, they're functioning at an emotionally intelligent, non-toxic way. And I feel like people confuse having discourse with toxicity. There's a difference. You can have disagreements and have, moments where y'all mad at each other, but then come back calm and have a conversation. And that is not toxicity when you can recognize that, okay, I'm triggered right now. I need to take care of me. You need to take care of you. When we calm down, we can come back and have this conversation. That's not toxic. Okay. What is toxic is for a man to know that he cannot give you exactly what you want, but pretend he can give it to you so he can get what he wants to get out of it, knowing that at some point he's going to drop you to emotionally protect himself, which he knows is going to send you into an emotional tailspin. He knows that, but he doesn't give a fuck. But what he's pretending is that he does give a fuck, which will make the woman feel safe to rest in her femininity and submit and all of that shit that y'all be selling to everybody.
Functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby. Because it's law of attraction. Stick with me. Just stick with me.
Please explain this.
Nick, regulate your emotions and stick with me.
And hold up. I want to say that she's wrong. A high functioning woman can absolutely attract a low functioning man. Girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Niggas on the streets are catcalling at women that they could never fuck. That has nothing to do with it. It is a matter of if she allows him into her life after seeing his red flags. Once you encounter a man and you have all of that good time and he showing you red flags, but you ignoring them because he's showing you that good time, and he's showing you, all of this money and I'm in church and all of that. That will convince a woman that she is safe. She will let her guard down, and then he'll show her who he really is. That's why that whole concept of feeling like a man can possibly show you enough in order to make you completely ignore your common sense and ignore their red flags always puts a woman at the disadvantage, or a person, period, at a disadvantage.
I mean, regulate your emotions.
But this happens more so with men than women because men usually have all of the money. Women have money these days, but when we're talking about people that can send a jet for you, it is a small amount of women that can send a jet for you in comparison to the men that can.
I hear you.
Listen, what is law of attraction? We attract
It's
who we are despite who we think we are.
Absolutely.
Think we are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a high functioning woman is not going to attract by default, by her calibration. She's not attracting a man who is not perfect. The man has got all.
That's wrong, girl. That's so wrong. That is so wrong. What she's thinking about, this is what she's thinking about. She's thinking about if a man is low functioning and he comes into contact with a high functioning woman, he's going to be too scared to really step to her because he knows that she's going to be able to see his bullshit. What you don't know is that a lot of times the men don't know that you can see their bullshit. If you are attractive enough and you are somebody that they want, they will absolutely pursue you using all of the things that make them high value and pretend to be high functioning. The woman can be high functioning because at the end of the day, a lot of what she is asking for at the beginning of something, he's matching that shit. It is once he showcases his red flags that the woman now proves that she's high functioning. Because when she proves that she's high functioning and walks away from it, whenever she sees the red flag, girl, it could be as soon as she getting on a jet and the way he moving, making her feel like, red flag, red flag. And then she decides to pull back because she saw all those red flags. She is still high functioning. It is when she sees all of the red flags and decides to latch on to him anyway, because all of what she is getting from him that she feels like is feeding her is more important. So then she will begin to dishonor herself to get all of the things that he's giving her that make her feel good, which means her sense of self is not within herself. It's within whatever he's providing for her. And that's when she has to, figure that out for herself. That's not high functioning. But it does not mean you won't attract it. That doesn't mean that, because men will chase a woman regardless to whether she is out of their wheelhouse or not. That's where their entitlement comes in, especially a rich man. Both of those men were looking at that woman like, bitch, I don't believe you don't want me. I'm a nigga with money. I'm an athlete. I'm a successful this. I'm a successful that. Bitch, I know you gonna want me. They would then probably attempt to apply pressure. And once that woman knocked them down enough times and their ego is hurt, then all of a sudden, I want you, bitch, which is no different than Cam Newton calling her a single 41-year-old woman giving married people advice. Nigga, you are also a single man with a whole bunch of fucking kids. You can't give nobody no advice either.
Kinds of mess. So does she. But when it comes to the level of her calibration and functioning and mental health and doing the work, she's going to attract that at which she is, that at what she leads with. So let me say this. Do I get on private jets that I pay for myself? Absolutely. Have I had a man do a wonderful, beautiful things for me? Absolutely. Have I had rocks and this and caught off weddings? Of course. But let me say this. Prior to me doing the work and being a high functioning woman, I attracted low functioning men. Hold on.
You're saying you're a high functioning woman who attracted low functioning?
No, it's not what I said. I said prior to me doing the work and becoming a high functioning woman, my low functioning self attracted low functioning men. Hold on. That, you know why I attracted them? Because I needed low functioning to feed low functioning. Okay. Hold on. A low functioning.
Because, and I've noticed this, there are a lot of people that thrive off of toxicity, meaning if they're in a relationship with somebody, they have to trigger the person so that they can get a certain reaction out of them. That's what she's saying by feeding her low functionality. So you will go and be with men that trigger you so that you can get whatever it is that you need out of that interaction. A person that is high functioning is not going to feed into your dysfunction. So you won't be able to feed off of them the same way you can feed off of somebody that is low functioning and enjoys the toxicity, enjoys dysfunction. They feed off of it.
Man cannot feed a high functioning woman, and a low functioning woman can't feed a high functioning man. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm telling you is there is no equally yoked there.
Manipulative and prey on certain things just because I'm a man.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, when he says that, because I'm a man, I remember having a conversation with one of my best friends. And I feel like this is when I realized, you know what I'm saying? You have to be so careful with men. Okay? You have to be so careful. This is my best friend since I was maybe like 12 or 13, right? And he says to me, men are going to do whatever they have to do to get what they want to get out of a woman. And he is what is considered a nice guy, y'all. And he a good dude. Please don't get me wrong. My friend is a really, really good dude. But sometimes when he says these things, I'm just kind of like, it don't matter how good of a dude you are, how kind you are. Sometimes the way y'all think is fucked up. And you don't recognize the way you think is fucked up because so many people around you validate your fucked up way of thinking. Because you really think that it makes you not disingenuous, like it doesn't make you a bad guy, that you will lie and manipulate in order to get what you want to get out of a woman. That you will present yourself in a way that is not truthful with who you are. Y'all really act like that's cool because that's what y'all have to do to get access to a woman's body. Because y'all need so desperately to have access to women's bodies, y'all think anything y'all are willing to do in order to get it is okay because the need is so, it's such a pull for you. What that makes me feel like is that there's a lack of integrity. There's a lack of integrity if that's how you feel. And then what that shows me as a woman is that I can never trust you in a certain way. I can only trust you the way I know you to be. But then that takes for me as a woman to be real with myself about who you are. So as to not have any expectation that is outside of who you are really showing yourself to be, not who you pretend to be for the manipulation of getting what you need from the women around you. It means you can't ever really trust. Not for real, for real. Now I'm safe with you. I can go to sleep around you and not have to worry about you stealing my coochie. But you playing mind games with me, or if I'm coming to you for advice, you will give me advice that doesn't serve me because in your mind, it's all about the collective of men. And so even though this is my friend, I will give her advice that serves the man in her life before I give her advice that serves her. That's how that's how that works out. Therefore, as much as you put yourself on a pedestal, it shows a lack of integrity. And that's why I'm saying men are socialized in a certain way. And so they don't even really peep how they're coming off. And because a lot of women are socialized to reinforce this bullshit, they don't see it either. A lot of women don't see this shit either, girl. It's so sad. Okay, so we talked about Nick Cannon. Quickly, y'all, I'm so happy to report that Wendy Williams was seen out in the damn world, girl. Thank you. Where's my... Okay, shout out to mother. Okay, Wendy Williams. All right, you know what I'm saying? Because she is mother for the girls behind the mic these days. Okay. But Wendy Williams was spotted out recently with her son, Kevin. I hope she's okay. She looks well in this picture. So I'm glad to see her. Y'all know we haven't seen Wendy in a long time, girl. We haven't seen Wendy since that documentary. And after the documentary, her family was saying they had not seen her. And so a lot of us did not know what was going on. Y'all know her conservatorship seems very flawed, very messed up. Okay. Very flawed, very messed up, very scammy. Okay. Might be a slight bit of racial in there. Okay. So yeah, y'all, it's really good to see her out and about. It is good to see that she's doing well. All right. So just shout out to Wendy, y'all. I had to tell y'all about that because y'all know we be talking about Wendy. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick one more break, y'all, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about Mariah Carey, and we're going to talk about Taurean Prince and the Cam Newton. Well, actually, we're gonna talk about Jazzy's response with the Cam Newton situation. All right, so quick little break. I'll be right back. I hope y'all are enjoying the live. Please like and subscribe if you have not. All right, you all right?
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
All right, y'all. So, girl, we got it. We got into it. Some of us was going a little back and forward. Okay, we was going a little back and forward. Hold up, y'all. Okay, because you're not gonna get my video. Okay, on some foolishness because you're in my comments cursing and doing all this, lewd things in my comments. Get out of here with that, sir. What the fuck's wrong with you? Okay, like if I'm gonna be getting a yellow sticker on my shit, it's gonna be from me, not from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. Girl, listen, Taurean Prince. I'm really not finna act like I know who he is. I'm not finna act like I know who he is. I'm sure he plays sports. That's what it looked like. It looked like he plays sports. Okay. Taurean Prince posted this on his stories. This will always be the woman of my dreams, no matter what. No one in life could ever come close. So this is, I guess, him and his wife. I didn't know he was married because when he said the woman of my dreams, and then they said, girl, give him back the phone. It never said, oh no, it said for his girlfriend. It didn't say wife. Somebody was trying to correct me like that's his wife when it obviously says girlfriend in the caption. Y'all love to assign yourselves the wifey role when y'all are still a girlfriend. Girl, let me look up Taurean Prince so we could see if he's married so I can further drive my point home. Okay. No, it does not say that he's married. It does not say that he's married, girl. His Wikipedia page, Taurean Prince, it says he's a basketball player. Okay. Yes. Okay. Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know. Maybe that's who he plays for now, girl. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm looking at his situation on Wikipedia and it does not say that he's married. Let's see. It says on August 25th, 2022, Prince was arrested on a fugitive warrant out of state extradite at Miami International Airport on account of dangerous drugs charge from Texas. On November 19th, 2022, it was announced that Prince would not face charges despite the arrest. Prince is a Muslim and talked about fasting for Ramadan in a post-game interview. Prince honored his mother, Tamiko, by wearing her maiden name Waller on the back of his jersey as Waller Prince while playing for the Baylor Bears. It says nothing about him being married. So that is not his wife. That is his fucking girlfriend. So as I said in my original post about this, okay, because I said the girlfriend mad at the other girlfriend. Okay. So apparently this is his side chick. That's what they're calling her. But I'm going to say this is other girlfriend. Okay. She just had a baby. I love you so much. Okay. I was really trying to keep my pregnancy private for the sake of my kids and my mental health, but I'm so sick and tired of people trying me. This says what? Personal protection specialist, private investigator. Taurean Prince, the fact that you sent a PI to my house and I'm pregnant with your child is crazy. And so this is a text thread. I guess this is between Taurean's girlfriend and his other girlfriend who's pregnant for him. Okay. His girlfriend and his baby mama. Okay. So that's what I'm guessing. Because it says, did y'all use a condom every time y'all did it? It's extremely sad to me. Okay, no, she was just asking. Okay, so this is his girl. This is his girl, not his page. This is girl's page. Okay. It says this is DMs between the two of them. It says it's extremely sad to me that you would bring a baby into this world knowing that there's not gonna be a father in their life, but it's even more sad that you're doing it for a second time. I just want to stop right there before I continue on. Bitch, please. How dare you try to shame another woman because she wanted to keep her kids, regardless to whether the father is going to be present or not. She does not want to abort or unalive her children. Because if you're going to be mad about her having unprotected sex with your nigga, you need to be mad at your nigga more than you mad at her. Because he's the one that's made him having unprotected sex with another person inconvenient for your life. That's what this is about. Her having a baby means that you now have to be reminded that this man cheats on you and you want to forget and get over it, right? But him having a baby on you means it's not that easy to just forget that this man repeatedly disrespects your boundaries by having unprotected sex with other women. You're mad that there's a reminder. And so now this woman should have to go through the traumatic experience of getting rid of a baby she may want to keep for whatever reason she wants to keep it for your comfort because we don't want to upset his other girlfriend. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Nothing to do with you or that baby girl if it's his. Everybody has their own beliefs, but bringing a baby into this world, know we got a hoe as a mom and a dad that's not going to be in their life at all is traumatizing. And I feel bad for your kids. I feel like you're a disgusting ass bitch because I feel bad for your kids too, because they have you for a mother. If you have children with this man, I feel bad for you because you think you're better than her because you're staying in a relationship with a man that is literally doing the same thing to you that he's doing to her. He fucked her and had a baby with her, and now he's gone. He may be in the house with you, but every time he leaves you to go fuck with another woman without a condom, I'm sure you feel the abandonment. He might come back, but you still gonna feel the pain of him going out into the world and sticking what you perceive to be your penis in another woman with no condom on it, putting your life at danger. But somehow you find the fact that this woman decides to keep her children the more disgusting thing about this. Not the fact that her partner, somebody that she trusts and love, is out there having unprotected sex, possibly bringing back diseases to her. Fuck all that, right? You mad at the woman because she doesn't want to have her baby cut out of her body. Girl, fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. You're not going to be able to shame somebody because they want to keep their baby while you stay with the man that had unprotected sex with another girl on you. Girl, what? Your morality system is fucked up when you feel like she's more fucked up than he is, in my opinion. Y'all got to have a little more self-love and respect, sis. Girl, I know you not talking staying with the nigga that does this type of shit. Girl, that's insane. It is literally insane for you to stay with a man that would cheat on you with this woman and then turn around and act like you have more self-love and self-respect than she does. Girl, you're insane. You're delusional. And then to also think that the baby is more important than his own wife is insane. Is it? Is it? He felt like fucking somebody was more important than his own wife. Why is it insane for the baby that was created to be more important than his own wife? Girl, what? Girl, what? When he went and cheated on you, he showed you that you wasn't as important as the pussy he was trying to get. So now there's a baby that came out of said pussy, and now that's not more important than you? Girl, what? Girl, what? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing that you even think this way. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this, especially not the baby that's in your stomach. Ma'am, if y'all think that this is healthy, if y'all think this is the type of woman that should be somebody's mother, because to me, I feel like I could never feel like that about somebody's child. Like I just could never feel like that. That's not in my heart for me to feel like that's okay for him not to give a fuck about his own child. He made the mistake, not the child. Like, girl, do you know how crazy you sound? I think if you're a mom, I'm worried about your kids. I'm worried about your kids if this is the type of woman you are. That's insane. That's insane. And so when he gets tired of your ass and eventually leaves you, which very much might happen, girl, but no, you're going to do anything, right? You're going to be over there like Jazzy having painful anal sex to keep this nigga. And he hasn't even married you yet, girl. Are they engaged or something? Because she talking like this man is her husband. And when I went and looked on the Google, it wasn't showing me that Taurean Prince had a wife. Delusion at its finest. I have time today. Asking me if we use a condom when I'm about to have his baby is wild. I'm glad homegirl like responded like this. The fact that you even like, girl, I'm gonna tell you, his girlfriend feels so underneath the damn carpet, under the ground, in the dirt. Like she must feel like shit about herself in order for her to send this type of agitating, inflammatory, fucked up ass message to this pregnant woman. Like, I get it. The side chicks be out there vying for your ain't shit ass nigga. They want a nigga with money. You want a nigga with money. And you feel like, bitch, I got him first. I want the nigga with money. You can't have my nigga with money because I got my nigga with money. When really, girl, we be struggling out here. If you not losing nothing, share your nigga with money. You sharing him anyway. What you mad? Don't be mad about it. You sharing your nigga with money anyway. That's all I'm saying. But no, continue to be toxic. Everybody continue, y'all continue to be toxic. Lie to yourselves about what's going on in your life and then keep getting mad about it. I don't care. Lie to yourselves and then keep getting mad about it, girl. I do not care. I do not care. But to me, this is ass backwards. This is ass backwards for you to be saying this. And this was my comment. It's crazy how the girlfriend is shaming the other girlfriend for not aborting her children because the man is currently living with her. Men can be fathers to their children without living with the mother. She should see the shame in staying with a man that repeatedly has unprotected sex with other people. But y'all don't see any shame in that. You want the woman that decided to keep her children, especially because y'all love to throw religion in people. A lot of y'all love to throw religion in people's face. And a woman decides, I want my children. Even if it was to obtain a check from your ain't shit ass boyfriend, girl. Like, so what? You with them for the same reason, for a check. That's why you dealing with him cheating on you. So you with him for a check, dishonoring yourself. She over there having a baby with him, dishonoring herself. So you think, and somehow you think you better than her? I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's more embarrassing to stay with somebody that's going to keep doing this to you than to have a baby with the nigga, get a check and go on about your way without actually being in a relationship with them. I'm sorry, y'all. And it's, listen, I'm not in any way, shape, or form, on the side of those women like, Ariane that be trying real hard to, single black female, a married black female, some woman, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to remove them out of jealousy and take their husband that ain't shit and all of that. But essentially the husband is the one that allows you to get to that level of entitlement. That level of audacity happens when men big women's heads up to make them think they matter more than the wife. That's how that happens. So it still ends up being the man's fault. More of the responsibility still ends up being on the man's fault. And there was somebody in the comments that was like, but you don't think it's something wrong with a woman that's knowingly having babies with men that's with other women? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm going to tell you why I don't. Because essentially, a lot of these women feel like they going to have to share these niggas anyway. Whether they the main girl or they the other girl, they going to have to share these niggas anyway because you the main girl and you sharing them too. So I want a man with resources. There's a man with resources seeking me out, having unprotected sex with me. Do you really think I'm not going to try to get the resources from him when he obviously wants to fuck me? You willing to be with a cheater for resources? I can't get a baby with the nigga for the resources? Girl, what? It's funny to me. I do feel like the women tend to try to pedestalize themselves as the wives or the main chick, but essentially you are also dishonoring yourself for a relationship with a man with money. So you cannot put yourself on a pedestal against the other woman that did the same fucking thing in a different way. That's crazy to me. I think it's crazier for y'all to want to hold another woman's morality to the test versus the man that you laying down with. You don't care nothing about his morality, right? And honestly, that woman keeping her child doesn't really have anything to do with you. It just inconveniences you because now it means that man has to give more of himself to other people. But that's a decision that man made when he was what? Giving himself to other people, bitch. He was already giving himself to other people. You didn't really lose anything. And then y'all feel like because y'all are the main women, y'all should be able to dictate that these men shouldn't be in these kids' lives. And you feel like you're validated in doing so because the men cheated on you to have the baby. And I feel like you're selfish. you're delusional, and you're a fucked up individual. Any woman that's like that, I'm sorry. I think you're a fucked up person. I do. I think if you're going to stay with a man, you don't have any room to be more mad at the other woman or the child than you are at the man. And I know you feel like that's not the case because you love the man, right? You love the man. You have a relationship with him, which is also why you should be more mad at him because he owes you something. That bitch don't owe you nothing. This woman that don't know you, don't owe you nothing. All she know is a nigga with money is chasing her. And what would you have done if a nigga with money was chasing you? Because a lot of times they lie and say they ain't got nobody. They not really with nobody. That's just their baby mama. I'm not really with her. They lie all the time about whatever, the terms of the relationship are. But even if they aren't lying, even if they do tell the woman straight up, I'm married, but I want to fuck with you. If that woman is in a space where she feels like it is beneficial to her life to be with your nigga with money and he got it to spread around, she's gonna do that. And you can act like you wouldn't do the same, but you probably would. You would probably do the same thing. That's why it's crazy. Like Evelyn acting the way she does is crazy to me because you will fuck somebody else's husband like you did with Kenny, but then turn around and try to put other women in a side chick box. Same thing on Love and Marriage Huntsville with Nell. Nell had the audacity to try to throw a cold shoulder to Sonny behind this shit with Destiny and Moses and all of that, as if her relationship with Chris did not start off with her fucking with a married man. He was somebody else's husband, bitch, and you was with him. Now, he eventually became your husband. That's fine. But why now, all these years later, do you feel like you have any morality whatsoever to judge another woman that basically didn't even do what you did? Sonny married that man, became his wife, and he wasn't married to nobody when her relationship with him started. So why do you feel like you can cast judgment on Sonny when you was actually a side chick? Like Martell likes to say, that great guy that y'all think is still y'all friend. You see what I'm saying, y'all? At one point or another, these women have, in fact, dishonored themselves for these relationships with men, and then they get mad at other women for doing the same thing, and they think they're better than other women for doing the same thing. It's weird, and I want everybody to stop. But it's the triangulation that men create, though. Men oftentimes create this triangulation because this statement, even if she took his phone, he still probably posted this. He still probably posted this to placate her emotions because she at the house acting a fucking fool. So he got to get on social media and post something like this to make her feel like she is, the woman of my dreams, no matter what. Yeah, okay. You're right. She might be the woman of your dreams, but when you up and awake, you fucking this girl. Boy, what? But it creates triangulation. It makes her feel like she's better than the other woman, when the truth of the matter is, if he really did value her and himself the way he's pretending to in this post, he wouldn't have never did you like that. So this is just cap. But you're using it to make you feel like you're higher than the other girl. That's all. That's all, y'all. That's really all it is. All right, so let's go over to somebody else that think they're better because they in the house with the man at the moment. They in the house with the man at the moment, as if the relationship won't run its course and you won't be like all of the other baby mamas because you think you're going to be able to servant your way into changing this man, when the truth of the matter is, the men will probably feed into that because they know you're willing to do whatever and they can get, they can feed off of you more, but essentially they will still handle you however they feel.
Now that everything is done, I'm going to put my baby to sleep. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what brings you guys joy, but it really brings me joy to serve. I love being a servant. I love to serve. It just brings me joy. I love it. I love serving.
You bring me joy when I'm down. Oh, I had to give y'all the Anita Baker.
I love it. I love it. I don't give a damn. I'll be up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, cooking breakfast, serving. I just love that. I love it. Yeah. It's like, it just gives me purpose. And now with the new baby, now I just feel even more purposeful, especially like when I breastfeed. I feel so full of life. I love it. I love it. Come on, baby. It's now
Okay.
Different and better always.
So
yeah.
the thing that my children have taught me is unlocking emotions. And also, it's just not my children, it's my partner now. And she does an amazing job with identifying that. It's like, tell your daughter, like, I'm making you better for your daughter. You doing what? Trust me, babe. It ain't no calm down. We not yelling. I'm not yelling, babe, but I just want you to feel me. Feel me. Yes. Kuda needs you. Kiri needs you. Tweet needs you. Like, these things is where it's a place of refuge, not a place of war.
Right.
So as I'm living, I'm not afraid to say, bro, I cry. Man, my sons make me proud.
Different and better always.
Did you hear what he said? And see, this is the thing. It takes no work from him to be there for his sons because his sons are in sports. So that is the way he can relate to them. But when it comes to his daughters, he will neglect them. He will not give them the same energy. They will not get the same, attention that the sons get. So Jasmine, as the person that she is, has to come in and make him a better parent to his daughters. And even then, he will still say he's proud of his sons. Now, it was clipped off, but I watched the whole interview, y'all. I watched the whole interview and I heard how it sounds as if he is hard on his children and he is probably the disciplinarian and the one that is strict in trying to make sure that they are focused on sports. His daughters will grow up feeling in some way like they weren't good enough to get their father's attention because all of his attention probably was going to the woman that he was with and it was going to the boys. So his daughters might grow up to be exactly like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, heavily on the search for a man to marry her so that by marrying her, he can prove that she is now the person that is important in the situation. She's now being put first in a way she never was, even as a child. That's what I imagine is going on here, right? Just in my purview, girl, because it does seem like Dr. Cheyenne had a similar situation. She may not have been in the same household, but she talked about how her dad wasn't with her mom, but her dad was a great dad. He was always there for her. He made sure she didn't have daddy issues. That was a lot of what she talked about, right? Cam will be perceived the same way. But the truth of the matter is, he still will only show, even while being in the household, he will still only probably show the real attention to the boys because he can relate to them. So a woman has to keep him in the mindset of what he needs to be for the children that are not sparking his interest automatically. Okay? I'm just saying. So Jazzy is great for that. But I also feel like women don't always show up that way. Women don't always show up in a way of feeling like they need to try to be the perfect everything for a man. But what I will tell you is all of us have tried to do what she's doing. And eventually we find out we cannot keep that up. But that's her thing to bear. Like, I really don't give a fuck about Jazzy making herself a servant and, a wet hole for whatever Cam Newton wants to do with her. She's fine with doing because she just wants to be a servant. She loves being a servant. Here's the thing. What is the point of acquiescing to when a nigga with real money put that pressure on your ass, as you said? What's the point of acquiescing to the pressure of a nigga with money if he still got you working like Florida Evans? Talk to me. Tell me. What's the point if you still have to be a servant as if you don't have a nigga with money? Girl, what's going on? Okay. What's happening? Like, I like cooking sometimes too, y'all. Not all the time. Not every day. Jazzy, I feel like, kind of gets off on rage baiting people. I also think that women like this love to promote their toxicity to validate themselves. Girl, if you like it, I love it. But talk to me in another few years. You just had that baby. Talk to me in another few years. The rhetoric is dangerous. The rhetoric is dangerous, y'all. This lady is continuously telling us how this man is rich, and that's why she chose to be the third baby mama, taking care of 8 other children, being a servant while pregnant, because she was doing this shit when she was pregnant. She was still working when she was pregnant. She may not have to do as much work. That house looks huge. I imagine there's a clean, they have maids. I'm imagining she has a maid. But the way she talks about cooking and all of that type of shit, it makes me feel like whatever help she does have is very limited. It also makes me feel like he probably financially abuses her, which means he uses the money in order to control her. And she might have been making money, but she wasn't making his type of money. Her type of money mean I got to go to work. His type of money mean my investments work for me. I might not necessarily have to do anything. He can pay for you not to have to do shit sometimes. But essentially, you go from working for yourself and pouring into your business and your celebrity and what you were trying to build for yourself to losing all of that, right? Because that over time, if you're not pouring into your own career, you're going to lose it. And then you're going to spend all that time pouring into him, making this investment into him. And what if he still doesn't make you his wife? What if he finds another woman and then replaces you? Then what? Then you're going to have a baby and a difficult nigga to deal with that will take a fucking car from you, even though he's worth $70 million. He'll take a car from you in order to be petty and prove a point. And you know he gonna do it because you heard what he said on the Dr. Bryant interview. He's looking for other, he want more kids. And it wasn't as if he, it didn't sound like he want them all from Jazzy. But I definitely feel like the moment where he gives her flowers is to keep her in this role of feeling like what she's doing is of so much value, right? Because a woman who virtue signals like Jazzy likes to do, all of this, oh, I'm cooking, I'm serving, that's virtue signaling. It is making yourself out to be a martyr so people can think that you are, they'll pedestalize you or think you are so great because you're willing to put yourself through so much hell and pain for this man and his love. So you feel like that makes you worthy because you're willing to harm yourself for him, right? That's what you feel like is what you should be doing? Girl. It's only going to be worth it for a little while as far as I'm concerned. She will experience what the previous 2 did. Give it a few years. That's what we're saying. It's only going to take time. And you will have given up so much of yourself. You will then be Carisha with no personality. Wondering why you don't have a personality. Let me see. Let me read some of y'all comments. Being of service is not the same as being a submissive. Jazzy is giving Cam all this service. She's not a philanthropist. Serving her whole community, she's a goofy. But Amethyst, I feel what you're saying, but it is the same thing. Submission and being a servant is the same thing. It's the same thing in her mind. Her submitting to him and his will is her serving him to whatever extent he wants to be served. Then telling herself it's something that she wants to do, that virtue signaling shit, it makes her feel good about herself that she's willing to make all of these sacrifices. Then he says on the interview that she's making him better for his daughters. That's all she needed to continue made mattressing and muling herself for this nigga. Shout out to Erica De Niro. And I feel like a man that is not selfish, not narcissistic, not egotistical, a man that is not looking at everybody as only an extension of himself, he's not going to ask a woman he truly loves to make those types of sacrifices if he's really healthy. But when men are high functioning in a way that they can get a lot done, but there's a lot on the inside that's not getting done, that's not getting healed. So it shows itself in the way they deal with their relationships. Yeah, that's not a good thing, girl. It's not giving you're getting what you need. It's not giving healthy, girl. That's not what it's giving. Yeah, and Cam was virtue signaling, so you know that he has put that mentality on her. He said himself that his mom, he feels like his mom had to go through hell with his father. He said that in the interview, and we'll go through all of that when I break it down on Saturday. If she were of service, that would be how she operates in life business. That girl is overworking for a rich nigga. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. But what I mean when I say that is, when people are in submission, it is in a place of feeling like they are of servitude. But it is not the same thing as serving your damn community and doing something for somebody that's actually of service. Because when you do something of service for somebody, you're not getting anything in return. When you go and help people, you go and do charity and stuff like that, you're really not supposed to be getting anything in return. It's not for you to get something in return. It's for you to just be good to that person because you feel like that's the right thing to do. Now, energetically, in a symbiotic manner, in energetically, the universe, whatever, that should send positive your way because you are willing to give or be of service to somebody without getting anything in return. That energy should be received by you like a boomerang. When you throw energy like that out, it should come right back to you. Okay. But when you are of service to a man in a way like this, it is selfish. It's not about, oh, I just love him so much, so I'm going to do all of these things for him. No, bitch, you're getting a need met. A need that you can't feel for yourself, you're getting met by this man. So you're willing to do what you're doing. It's a transaction. It's not you being of service and doing something solely for that person's, well-being or because you love them. That's not what that is. That's what you tell yourself. But really, you're a drug addict and he's providing a drug. And so you're willing to do whatever for the drug. But it's not really healthy because at the end of the day, if it asks for you to dishonor yourself at any point, it's not good for you. Healthy relationships should not consistently ask you to dishonor yourself, mean ignore how you feel and put their feelings first. Ignore your own pain, care more about their pain. Ignore how they're hurting you because you feel sorry for them for whatever they've been through. And please understand, a lot of women and men have this dynamic where men have had some type of abusive childhood. They'll get with a woman who's a nurturer, and that woman feels like it is her job to love him out of whatever his childhood trauma was. He knows that. He's feeding off of that. So he's manipulating her into thinking that that's really what's happening between the two of them, when really he's just using her until he is done with her, and then he'll replace her with someone else. So it's not really the exchange you think it is, because you are putting in for a lifelong, you playing a long game. You doing all of this because you think you're going to have this man forever. When the truth of the matter is, once you started having painful anal sex for his benefit, there should have been a fucking ring and a marriage license signed. But you still haven't gotten that even after having a baby with him. Cam does not want to be married. And like you used to say, there is no amount of pick-me-ism that's going to change the fact that that's not what this man wants. And a lot of times, these men may not want to deal with the women that they respect, but they usually will get to a point where they would rather be with a woman that they respect more than a woman who would just acquiesce and do any old thing for them. Not always, but a lot of them niggas will turn around and give everything, marry, give kids to a woman that is extremely difficult, that doesn't make it easy for them at all, that lives into their toxicity. You know what I'm saying? They will sometimes go and choose a woman that didn't do none of that shit you was willing to do for them. And then it's going to make you feel even worse, because it's like, why did I have to do all of that and I still couldn't keep you? This bitch ain't got to do nothing and you show up for her. How does that work? That's why you can't make those sacrifices for these motherfuckers, bro. You cannot. No man, no woman. You can't make internal sacrifices, dishonoring yourself, putting your happiness last, because at some point they will show you why you shouldn't have never did that shit. Okay? They will show you why you ain't never did that. You should have never did that shit, girl. Okay? Anyway, Jasmine made those tacos with a diaper on because of Cam's sexual proclivities. Girl, not only that, but she had to take care of her baby at the same time as she was fixing all that goddamn food. I was just sitting up there like, okay, Jazzy girl, I'm fine with you living your life like this. I just feel like we're not going to continue to promote your sexual kink like it's a healthy form of a relationship. And that's where a lot of y'all have shit fucked up. Y'all don't even really recognize historically this whole rested in your feminine and women being, oh, you know, I'm so meek and all of that. That shit is fake. Rich people back in the day, even in Asia, they used to like basically cosplay that type of shit, but it was a joke. They did not take it seriously, and only people with money could do this pretend thing where women don't have to work and men take care of everything. And most people's realities all over the world, most people are not making enough money for that to be real. But over here in America, y'all are convincing yourselves if y'all just manifest and pray hard enough, y'all are going to be able to get a dynamic that most people do not really have. Most people are not in happy, mutually beneficial relationships where the woman is at home all the time cooking and cleaning and the man is out on, you know, is working and protecting and provide. No, that's not real. Most of us don't even live in a reality where that's financially feasible. And then a lot of us, like good times, an example of it, will put ourselves through unnecessary financial stress so we can keep that whole thing, that whole pretend narrative that the woman is not working and the man is only going out to work. Child, Florida Evans set her ass at the house with 3 teenagers. Think about it, y'all. When good times first started, Florida Evans did not have a job because she's the wife, she's the mother, but the daddy, James, going out there killing himself to work 3 jobs so that he can have the pride of knowing I work, my wife don't have to work. Y'all, do y'all hear how crazy that is? We're still doing that today, acting like this image of a family is more important than what's actually possible and feasible and healthy and balanced. Okay, so everybody take a look around. Most of us have not been rich our entire lives or for generations. Black people specifically, go back, you know, several generations, you will see that Black people as a whole, whether in the Caribbean or in the States or in Africa at large, did not have enough money for a woman not to work at all. So why the fuck do y'all think that that's the way it's supposed to be? When even in this country, most white women were working. Most white women were working, baby. And then before what, maybe around, I want to say 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that time frame, children were working. Why do you think so many of y'all grandparents didn't finish school? It's not because school wasn't important. It's because it was more important to go and work and make money. So the children didn't finish school because they had to work. So if the children are going to work, you think the mama not going to work? If the fucking children are going to work, the mama don't have to stay home to take care of kids that's going to work, baby. So that means everybody in the house was working. There is a point in history where y'all think America was great, where most people, white, Black, and anybody else that was here was working, and they were working fields. They were working the farms. Hard work. So it's really like not even realistic to our society for people to continue this dynamic where y'all feel like a woman resting in her feminine, never working, and a man protecting and providing is a realistic state of being. And there are so many women that'll be like, oh, that's my situation, but I still have my own money. I still have this. Well, guess what? Then that's not the situation we talking about. You're still cosplaying. You're still pretending that that's what you're doing when that's not really what you're doing. For instance, and I'm gonna go after this. Y'all know the girl who everybody always, you know, making fun of, but y'all love her content because she, you know, she cooked 50 million things in one day from scratch, right? She's setting up and she has, you know, she's a model. Her husband's a model. They have beautiful kids. She woke up this morning and felt like she wanted a pizza. So she went in the backyard and she dug a hole in the ground and she received the dough that she had been saving in the ground for months, and she took it out and she kneaded it and she added some salt and she added Nara Smith. Yes. Y'all will look at Nara Smith and see what she's projecting and act as if she's projecting a woman that's staying at home and cooking and cleaning while her husband just goes to work. When the truth of the matter is that lady is creating a lot of content and cooking food that takes hours and hours and hours to prepare. She's making it look like it's not hard. It's fucking hard. She probably got people that come and help her clean the house and all of that shit. Like it's not what it's giving. It's giving you the image of a traditional wife, but traditional wives don't have social media pages that they make money off of. They're not paid models. They're not also breastfeeding new babies, making pizza and fucking Coke from scratch. When that bitch made Coke from scratch, I said, get off my motherfucking timeline, Nara. Nara, get off. Nara, get off my timeline making Coca-Cola from scratch. And another thing is, even though I love her content because I think it's beautiful and I know how much effort and work it takes and I love how relaxing her voice is, she is not a traditional wife. Just because she decides to overcomplicate everything just for the sake of, I'm doing everything natural, like it's intended. I'm making it from scratch. And I went and got, whatever chemical that they use and I ordered it and I'm adding it and I'm just mixing it up so I can make my Coca-Cola. And then, my husband, he just really wanted some chips. So I went and I got some potatoes from my backyard and I sliced them into very thin slices and I coated them with some olive oil and some paprika and some specially made salt seasoning that I make myself. And then I put it in the oven at 350 for 15 minutes and I popped it out. And then I put it in my hydrator just to make it a little extra crispy. And then I plated 15 of these. And I did this about 6 times. And we really enjoyed these chips. Bitch, if you don't take your fucking ass to Whole Foods and get off my timeline with this, yo. And I love it. It's great content. But people will use that to make it seem glamorous and feasible for women to be made mattressing and muling for social media when that is not really what's going on. Girl. And they shop at Whole Foods 3 to 5 days a week. Like, you know how much that... Let me tell y'all something. I told Lyric yesterday, I went to Whole Foods, right? And I only go to Whole Foods probably once every 2 weeks because I go when I go get my lashes done because it's right by where I go get my lashes done. Otherwise, I'm not going all the way over there, bitch. I'm going to go to the Rouse, okay? But they have things at Whole Foods that I really like to get that I can't get from Rouse, okay? So, they have a better supply of kombucha. And also, I love their pre-made salsas, and they have like the pineapple salsa. They have like the different pico de gallo one. Girl, it just be so good, right? It tastes really, really good. So I'll go over there specifically to get that and their little pre-made juices that they keep. Girl, okay? I finish at the register, bitch, $362. Do you hear me? Now I did get me some some pre-seasoned lemon pepper wings. I got some pre-seasoned fish. I got some pre-seasoned beef kebabs, bitch. Okay? So me and Lyric not going to be, eating out this week. Okay? And I spend $100 easy a day on fucking DoorDash and Uber Eats. It don't even make sense. I got to stop. So that's why I was like, you know what? This is probably 3 or 4 days of us getting food from, because y'all, when it comes to food, I don't care. I'll skim on everything else. When it comes to clothes, I don't care about labels. I don't need 11 pairs of fucking shoes and purses, and I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I spend most of my money on comfort and food. Okay, meaning like Lyric wanted to go looking for the In-N-Out 2 movie. He wanted to go find it where it was free. By the time I finished putting my code in to buy it on Amazon Prime, he was still looking. I said, look, babe, it's already started. Don't worry about it. Like, bitch, I got $30. It's okay. I got $30. It's okay. But I wanted, girl, when I looked at that receipt, I literally was like, why it gotta cost so much? I ain't got no money like this, y'all. I do. I have money like this. I have everything I need. I always have everything I need. That's why I live like this. I live in a space of abundance. It's about your mindset, y'all. Pay attention to your words. I'm working on myself. But essentially, it's perspective. I could have felt terrible. I could have felt like, bitch, I can't. But no, I was like, you know what, bitch, I can afford this shit. I can afford this shit. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. And we're going to enjoy these chips. Okay? We're going to enjoy all this shit. We're going to eat all this shit. I'm going downstairs and eat some goddamn fruit as soon as I get off of here because I got pineapples, strawberries and shit. Could have bought it. Yeah. But it was going to go bad if I had to cut it up and clean it. That's another thing. You be overpaying because when they clean it and cut it up and put it in that little container for you, you will usually eat that shit quicker than if you had to go in there and cut all that shit up for yourself. I need to do better, y'all. I need the meal plan. Okay? Y'all, groceries is too expensive. This is not my fault, y'all. But it's about perspective. Okay? But can you imagine if I was going to Whole Foods every other day? All them fucking kids, girl. They spending $1,000 a week on groceries. They spending $4,000 a month on groceries at bare minimum, y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I ain't even doing like that. Just pay for a meal planning service. I'm sorry, I feel triggered. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Y'all don't know why that's triggering for me, and I'm not gonna tell y'all my business. I'm just gonna get off here. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate it's cheaper. Is it? Is it? Is it? I love y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Bring more of your people back with you next time. I'll see y'all tomorrow for something. I think I might. We'll see. Y'all will see me at some point, bitch. Bye.